everybody, and welcome back to Hidden Heroes. Once again, this is the Hotfix show where we aim to showcase speedrunners who are part of marginalized communities in the games that they're passionate about and that they want to show off. This is, of course, the FPS episode, the shooters episode. That's where I come from, so I'm really glad to have a great episode filled with a lot of really awesome games and great people for this episode. Before we get into the next run, do want to quickly shout out Hotfix. So if you're looking to get more involved with the GDQ community, join the official Games Done Quick Discord and add the Hotfix role to stay in the loop with upcoming events, to chat with staff, and more. So use !Discord in the Twitch chat for an invite and more information. Also, you can catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. But without further ado, I think once again it's time to get on with the episode. So I want to welcome my really awesome friend Zello with Doom 64, The Lost Levels, WMD-Max, which is definitely not a mouthful. But anyway, good luck and have fun.
Thank you very much, Anarchy. Hi, everyone. I'm Zello. However you want to say it, never matters. That mouthful right there is exactly what we're going to do because Anarchy asked me to fill in for some gaps, unfortunately, last minute. So big shout-outs to her for bringing me back. So being Asian American and being on the show, what do Asian Americans like to do? We like to slay demons. Like, obviously, the only thing we would like to do. Anyways, before we get into what this run actually is, I have one very special friend and commentator who's been here before. If you'd like to introduce yourself real quick.
Hello, I am Ellie. I did a lot of work on the WMD-Max routing for the main campaign. A little bit of work for Lost Levels, just some contributions here and there. But yeah, the run has come so far since then, and Zello is going to do great, I have no doubt.
I'm glad you have confidence because I'm sure I used up all my RNG in my practice runs. So we're going to get started here. The Lost Levels is the unlockable side campaign in the 2020 remaster of the game. You can open it up by either beating the game, by completing the super secret level with its special condition, or a couple of other methods fiddling around. So this is a short 6-level mini campaign created by Kaiser, one of the main devs and driving forces for Doom 64 over the years. Did a lot of the porting work, did a lot of the design, and he's just a really awesome dude. So big shout outs to Kaiser, who's, if we didn't have him, we would not have Doom 64 in this nice official capacity, playing it on a modern version. So we're going to get started with that. The difficulty is Watch Me Die. This is the equivalent of Ultraviolence in PC Doom games. And Max, we're going to be getting 100% kills and 100% secrets on every level. So, that being said, the last time I showcased this category on a Hotfix show, we had a little bit of an episode with the first level, and I'm hoping that won't happen again where I'm chasing down a lost enemy for 2 minutes. But we will get started in 3, 2, 1, Doom.
Doom.
Good luck.
Good luck. So this first level is Planned Ops, the one and only tech level. It's how most, I think, Doom campaigns start off. You just have like these tech bases, and then later on you teleport and exit over into like these hell aesthetics. But yeah, this level I would say kind of sets the tone for the entire campaign. While it's very short, it is extremely difficult. The run is like maybe a third as long as like the WMD-Max main campaign, with only like a fifth of the levels or so. These levels are jam-packed. It has like a lot of enemies everywhere, a lot of just very tricky navigation. But yeah, this first level, we actually pick up quite a few weapons. The only ones we don't get, I think, are like the plasma gun, the BFG, and the Unmaker. We'll see those later on. But yeah, we already have the SSG, the Super Shotgun. We always refer to it, at least I do, as the workhorse of the run. Like pretty much any run, whether it be max or speed or what have you. It just does basically rocket damage with just one blast. So yeah, as Zello alluded to, we have to kill everything, get every secret. So ammo management is very important in these kinds of runs. Specifically, I would say with rockets, as we're seeing now, they're used in very specific circumstances, and then cells, which power mostly the BFG, will be saying. I don't think there's any plasma gun usage in this run.
Yeah, if you ever see me use the plasma gun, that's a mistake because I rerouted this category ever since Anarchy asked me to do this run, and we basically rerouted it to where we're not going to have any leftover cells at all. Everything's just going to go straight into BFG.
Yeah, and a funny thing about that soul sphere, the supercharge, that blue circle secret back there, I believe that's like 3 secrets just going back and forth to get it. Also, we hug the wall here to kind of skip what's called a line def. Line defs are like these triggers that could do a various amount of things, like spawning monsters or opening doors, turning lifts on and off and such.
There's a lost behind me. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, the lost souls are so dangerous in this game compared to PC Doom. Like, they have half health, but they are way more aggro in this game. Like I was saying earlier, we hugged the wall in that like yellow key room with like the poison pond just to skip a bunch of spawns. There's some specific movement that's done. It feels strange just like looking at it without any knowledge, but it is very deliberate. Let's see.
Hey, we got our 100.
Okay.
Yay! I left with 4% health, but we're okay. I didn't have what happened last time. We're already off to a better start.
We are so back.
This is Evil Sacrifice. Like I said earlier, we're already in the hell levels. We just had the one plant ops tech level, and then we're down into the depths. So we're getting this switch over here, as well as shooting a switch for a secret later on. Kind of have to hug the grating here. And then we're gonna try and do a line def skip. In plant ops, we kind of avoided the line def. We don't ever step over it because that's just how the mapping is in that level. But here we set up a specific angle. This one's actually pretty tricky compared to the ones in like the main campaign. So let's see if Zila gets it.
That might not be the right angle. Let me set that up again. I also had to activate a secret earlier, and I'm not sure if I got the sound cue for it. Okay, that was first try on the line def skip, so nothing happened, which is exactly what you want to see. So if I had failed that line def skip, when I went up those stairs, you would have seen, what is it? I think 2 Hell Knights, 3 Cacodemons, 3 Nightmare Imps, and a Pinky. It's ridiculous amounts of enemies.
Youch.
So, and the thing about this category is that due to the way that the game tracks its stats, enemies that don't manage to spawn in are not counted towards that total because they aren't like counted on the max yet. So you can still get 100% just by making sure they never actually spawn.
Yeah, and that's important for 2 reasons. One, you don't waste time killing stuff that you don't really need to, and 2, you save ammo for other things that you do need to kill. And yeah, this campaign, I think specifically, is very tight on the ammo routing. Like rockets and cells, especially cells, I know. BFG shots are very specific in where they're used. We didn't get some infighting, I don't think, with the Hell Knight, but
The Baron got pissed off.
Yeah.
He's too close to an Arachnotron to actually get to him, but that means he's just nice and distracted, so that's just fine. Because there's a lot of enemy-based triggers in this game where you have to kill everything in order to proceed, like to make this barrier lower, for instance. So there's a lot of routing around that and just figuring out very efficient ways of killing things, even with it being a 100% run.
Yeah, you never really see that in like PC Doom stuff, where there's monster-specific stuff. There's like Death Simple, and that's pretty much it. That's the only instance of it. And I think you blocked an Arachnotron there, right?
I did. So one Arachnotron managed to block another from spawning. So if an enemy tries to spawn and there's something in its place, either you or another enemy, it can't spawn. So it's very, very handy.
Yeah, so like when you're picking up keys or like crossing line defs that we haven't found out, setups for just yet, monsters will spawn from it if that's what they're meant to do. But they're not always going to spawn if something's in the way, like Zila said. Then we try and do that as much as possible. Again, for like.
I am getting blocked back on so hard. 2 super shotgun shots.
Yeah.
Through. Yeah, the block map bug is an old bug. It has to do with calculations in the game engine to try and make things run fast. Basically, it makes your shots miss if it happens. Anyways, this is really scary right here, so hopefully I don't die.
Yeah. We got the VFG, and you could see it just plowing through this whole horde of enemies.
That was really good.
Yeah. That was clean.
Yeah, so the pain elementals are extremely dangerous in this game because they spawn additional lost souls 2 at a time in this game compared to PC Doom. And if you try and block the lost souls with your body, the lost souls instantly detonate for explosive damage and usually just kill you instantly.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're used to PC Doom and doing that, you're in for a nasty surprise if you tried it here.
I also remember to actually grab that cell pack because that was a recent reroute.
That's good.
Yeah, so like I said with the earlier reroute, that cell pack I used to grab way earlier, and then I realized, hey, grabbing it early just means I get ammo capped because I can only hold 300 cells when I don't have a backpack. So why don't I save that for later? So there's just been a lot of little tweaking in the last like 48 hours of re-preparing this run and getting things optimized.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when you get the backpack. Is it just at the final level?
It's in the next level. There's one next to one of the switches in Cold Grounds, but I accidentally just used up one of my BFG shots, so we're actually kind of in a bad spot because I wasn't supposed to do that there. So I'm just going to try and make it work like I always do. Got our 100% right there, so no problem. So this is our nice big castle level. This game loves castle levels.
Yeah, even the main campaign, like halfway through, it just starts throwing them at you. So we just picked up, I don't know how much you had before, but picked up green armor. If I can talk about how armor works real quick. Yeah, so that green armor, if you notice the bottom right, topped him off to 100 armor points, and it gave him the green armor class, which means damage is reduced by 1/3. You still take 2/3 damage to your health, but 1/3 from armor. What is really valuable, not that green armor isn't, but is mega armor, which is the blue armor. That gives you 200 armor points, so double the green armor in terms of just raw points, and it splits the damage evenly between health and armor. And especially on Watch Me Die, I would say that you really notice the difference.
Yeah, I think interestingly, I actually had a lot of blue armor left, but I actually want to refresh my green armor instead, even though it gives me lower protection, because there's a lot of health that I can pick up to kind of supplement it, whereas the blue armor would run out faster and then I wouldn't have protection.
Yeah, some circumstances you want to do that, like Dilla said. It really depends on where your point total is with armor, I would say.
Yeah, there's just a lot of decisions to be made in this campaign, and very quickly, you just kind of just work with all. Dang it. Just barely missed that lift.
Yeah.
It's a tight cycle to make. So, as you can see, there's a ton of cacos on this level, and they love to wander everywhere here.
This is a very open level for flying enemies, for sure.
Okay, I don't have my extra shot like I'm supposed to, so we're just gonna, oh, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, panel models can also do that and just kind of smack you in the face. I don't like this at all.
I question sometimes how pain elementals spawn their lost souls. It's very... yeah. I think we are coming up on a supercharge right now, I believe.
Yeah, I gotta get past these Hell Knights first, though. This is actually kind of a bad spot to dodge in. All right, we're good.
Oof,
that was
nice.
A little scary there. You don't have a whole lot of room. And
yeah.
there are some very deceptive hitboxes in this game.
Oh, yeah.
Yay!
It just feels like the pinkies sometimes, their hitboxes are disjointed to
They are
the
freaking
left or
school
something.
buses. They are school buses.
Yeah.
The dump truck butt and everything. All right, so there's our backpack. So that doubles our ammo capacity for the rest of the campaign, which is very nice. Now we're going to grab this invulnerability and just run and just clean up whatever we can.
Yeah, this invuln is so nice.
Yeah, especially since there are 2 pain elementals that spawn, so we want to get rid of all this stuff before that wears off, or at least as much as we can. So we're going to do some BFG work real quick. You want to explain the BFG real quick?
Yeah, so the way the BFG works is it shares its cell count with the plasma rifle and the Unmaker. It takes 40 cells to fire a shot. And once you fire a shot, your angle, or the angle of the shot rather, is locked in to which way you fired it. And once it hits anything, be it a wall or an enemy, there's like a half-second delay, and then these invisible tracers fire out in a cone in the angle that it was initially fired, and that's where the bulk of the damage comes in. The ball itself can do like 100 to 800, I think, in increments of 100, and then the tracer amounts in total can do like up to 2,500. It's a ridiculous amount. So if you want to like delete huge enemies, just run up point blank and give them a BFG hug, basically.
Yeah, you'll see a bit of that in the when I open the last key door. As we do have a key bump real quick, so if you manage to do stuff at the correct speed and correct angle, you can kind of clip into objects for just a second and grab things before the game is like, well, we didn't get it that time because I was a little bit off on my timing for that, but that's okay. We can just push the switch. So it's really funny when you can manage to do that. It only saves like a couple seconds right there just because it's a little difficult to line that up. Oh, good, I've got some infighting. Yeah, they're trying to give each other the high fives. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, come at me, bro.
Yeah. That key bump, I think, is a little hard to do because it looks like you have to turn mid-run a little bit.
If you set it up wrong, you can turn mid-run and salvage it, but it's a little tricky. So we're going to do the BFG shot right here. Okay. There's a bunch of enemies right here. Oh, we got all three of them in one shot. Nice. Just going to play this a little.
Yeah, that's the power of those tracers.
All right, hopefully that's everything, and hopefully nothing was wandering around, because sometimes that happens. Nope, something's wandering around. All right,
yeah.
This is the part where we have to go hunt and figure out what we missed. It happens with this level. Like I said, this is a very open level, very easy to get lost. Oh, how did this Hell Knight get all the way over here? There's a Kako somewhere too. I heard it. Where is it?
Oh no.
There is a Kako somewhere. They're on vacation. There you are. Hi. Peekaboo. Okay, so that was 98%, and I know just due to how many enemies there are in the level, this should be 100% now with those two dead. I'll save again just in case.
They flew over from plant ops.
All right, there we go. We're good there. So at least that wasn't a huge delay, but that can be a run ender, like in a serious attempt, since I'm not saving. If you manage to leave a level without getting your 100% kills, the run's over. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no like HUD display for what is it, the monster kill count and the secrets, so you don't have like a live count that you can reference. You only have the results at the end, and like what happened there. Yeah.
Yep. Happens with this game. At least this campaign's very short compared to the main game, so it's not as big a problem as it can be.
Yeah. Here we get the plasma gun, which basically is just a BFG shot for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, we're not going to be using it, hopefully. So I'm just going to grab that first. Because the moment you pick up the plasma, all these lost souls flood into the room, so I just want to grab the bullets ahead of time. Go ahead and save them.
Right. Yeah, this is still like the first half of the level, but I think we're coming up on the second half pretty soon, which is there's like central kind of hub. I don't even know how to explain it, like a cross room.
Yeah, I don't like that
three
Hell
different
Knight.
entrances.
I don't like that the Hell Knight managed to open this room by himself. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, I guess enemies can just do that sometimes.
Yep.
Close enough. Welcome back, Barney.
If only our trials were actually in this game. All right, thankfully there's a little bit of armor, a little bit of protection here. So we're going to take a very specific route to make sure enemies do not get lost, because the specters are very difficult to see since they're almost completely transparent. So, but enemies tend to move towards you, so you can use that to your advantage in knowing where enemies will generally go.
Yeah, they tend to take the shortest path, either that or like if you're slightly off angle from which way they're like gunning towards you, they do like a zigzag kind of thing. There's man, this is probably maybe a good time to talk about like how randomness works if we don't have anything like too important coming up.
We do have the trap coming up. I guess we can talk about it real quick if you can talk about it real quick, and then we have the trap skip.
Yeah, so like there's just a lot of stuff that's random in this game. Basically, just your damage output, the enemy's damage output, the spread of your super shotgun blast. Everything is random. Like even the enemy movement to a point is random. So, and that kind of like does some cool things to just run routing on the fly, just decision making. Makes for some very dynamic, decisions. So yeah, this trap coming up, like Zilla was saying. So we're going to get the blue key in this central room. I think it's open now, and we're gonna like run towards it. And what's supposed to happen is the room closes off, like with you in it, and like there's a bunch of dart traps that you have to like go in the corner. Let's see.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, if you, I guess you would say SR40. There's no SR50 in this game. Just basically like strafe running, doing faster movement than really maybe intended. You kind of bump your head on the door and are able to just skip that trap altogether, which is great.
Yeah, and that's the reason we do that is because we actually want to skip a Baron by blocking it, being in the right spot. So that helps a lot. We can just save on several rockets there.
Yeah, Baron spawn blocking in particular is really nice because they are, I think, like the third most like powerful enemy in the game.
They have
like
1,000 HP. They are very tanky.
Yeah.
Like for reference, my rockets on average will do about 200 damage with a direct hit, so they're pretty tanky.
Mm-hmm. And generally same with the SSG blast point blank, I would say. We usually count like, for example, Hell Knights take 3 rockets or 3 SSG blasts. Barons of Hell take 5. And any ammo we can save is nice.
Yeah, this room's really scary because I've got a whole bunch of stuff that's like on these outer corridors, so we're gonna have to go up there eventually. So, but I'm trying to also pick up a whole bunch of rockets from this room. And we want to be in a very specific position to also block another Arachnotron from spawning. And I was actually just barely off, so now we're actually kind of in trouble. I'm hoping they get out of the way here as I can get up to the elevator. That hurt. We're okay. I've had worse. It's fine. 39 health's okay. Like, this is worth it.
Yeah, and I think there's another supercharge coming up anyway.
Yeah, as long as we just get through the next room, we'll be okay. The hardest part is just making sure I don't blow myself up with my own rockets, because that's always a very real possibility, to dime face rocket yourself. Shoutouts to my good friend Dime.
Yeah, shoutouts to Dime. Yeah, the rocket splash damage is no joke, for sure. You could do like up to, what, 128 point blank?
Yes.
To yourself.
To yourself, yeah. You have a very sad Doom guy. You won't be able to see his face, but he'll be very sad and very hamburgered.
Yeah.
Burger?
I think like in the original like Doom UI, when you're dead, you're like all bloody red, and you just look like a burger before it's cooked. You're definitely cooked by that point.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of getting cooked, I am at 4% health.
Oh man.
Yo.
Well, the only HP that matters is the last one, so it's okay. I'm gonna grab just a little bit of health.
It's okay. You got like what, 48 to spare now? Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. All right, one last BFG shot here. All right,
nice.
Hopefully that's everything. Yeah, like I said, these are long levels. All right, good. All right, so this is the last like major level here.
Yeah, speaking of long levels, penultimate level in this campaign, Thy Glory. It looks small at a glance, but there's a lot of back and forth going on, and I would say, well, I don't think you described it in this run, at least, as the hardest level, because like Cold Grounds can give you some trouble, I think you said before.
Yeah,
but
there's just a couple scary parts, but this one's not too bad.
Yeah, just you have to move quick and out of the way for some fights and some ambushes. Like I think
good shape right now.
Yeah. So I think there's this section with a key coming up that you have to just like duck out real quick because you're more or less surrounded on all fronts.
Yeah, so we need to get to the door ASAP, and then we need to close it behind us. There, that stops enemies from following me into the room, because you can have Cacodemons follow you into the room, and then it is a giant mess.
Yeah.
Somebody, like, one of those Cacos was really pissed off at that Hell Knight.
Yeah, I saw that. That Hell Knight was... He was ready. Yeah, I think we're coming up also on Berserk Pack 2, which is kind of an interesting secret. You have to go, like, doing this back and forth, but you could kind of skip, like, half of it. There's the Berserk Pack there. I don't think we found a way to, like, item bump it just yet, as far as I know.
I don't think that... I think there's not really a good angle. That imp got torn apart.
That imp is gone. Yeah.
Just deleted. All right, so we're going to wait a little bit. I want this Mancubi to get in the way. And now we can just kind of clear these out. I don't think he died. Okay, he did die. So this is just a very like chaotic room because I want to get to the Berserker. So we're actually going to skip half of the puzzle by activating this switch from the wrong angle. You're normally supposed to lower a pillar for that, and that skips 2 other switches that we would need to hit. So we can just get the secret Berserk pack early.
Yeah, that does count as a secret, like the item itself. PC Doom doesn't, I think, allow for items to be tagged, only sectors, so, you know, just step on a certain part of the map and, you know, you found a secret. But
so
no, you have to pick up the item here. Yeah.
Like, you can see
I mean, not
the
anymore,
BFG
but...
really doing a bunch of work right there.
Yeah. And we're not going to see it too, like, much, but you might have seen, like, these little fireballs jutting out from the walls for like just a split second from those the windows there. Those are what we call turrets, and in this run, I think that's the only instance of them. Well, in this level, rather. I think there's a few other instances where they show up, but they're basically Revenant missiles. If you know Revenants from Doom 2, those like little lanky skeleton boys.
That Caco was right on top of me. I got scared. I was gonna get trapped for a second. Like, It does not matter that I have almost 200 health. If an enemy traps you, you're probably losing health by the mouthful.
No, this is terrifying.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a blue key coming up. We're just hitting a few switches here and there to make kind of a stepping stone bridge, but we're not going to do everything because I think we skipped one of the switches or like a couple, one that leads to the other. And we're going to do a key bump on the last step of it.
Yeah, it's
kind
much
of skip that switch.
Yeah, because it's much better to do the key bump, especially for this one, because if you were to hit the second switch normally, another wave of lost souls and pain elementals would spawn, and you don't want that. So we just want to conserve on our ammo and just make things less of a pain in the butt. So there is a nice setup for this. We're going to get the ammo here, save. We're going to back up, line up against part of the wall, and then just strafe and get it nice and easy there. And thankfully that Caco also did not try and knock me off course, because that can happen. He is not dead. I'm going to go back and kill him now. I could try and get him later.
I saw a fireball. He tried.
He tried. Yeah, it's just better to just kill that Caco now rather than wait for it at the end of the level.
Yeah.
So we are almost out of it. We still have one more key left to get. I want to get into this corner ASAP. We're going to clear these Hell Knights out with BFG, give my some space, and then we can just clear everything else out. That one's running all the way over there. I don't know why.
I guess they do that sometimes.
I know. Enemy movement in this game is just a mystery at times. All right, so there's one last secret. This will be the last secret in the campaign. So we're going to get all this. Clear out these last souls.
This point-blank BFG is really doing work.
Yep. So we're going to do one more BFG shot. We need to clear this room out. That was not a good shot at all, but we're just going to have to work with it. Okay, I kind of expected to die after I missed the shot, but that's okay. That's much better.
Yeah, much better. That BFG shot in particular is good for clearing out like the more minor enemies, so you don't have to like deal with like all the mob trash.
Oh, really? Right at the end of that fight too. Yeah, for whatever reason, my rocket count's really low. Either I skipped some rockets or I was a little more reckless than I needed to be. It happens. Ammo management in this game is just very difficult at times, but we've got some infighting, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, infighting as well saves a bunch on ammo. It's nice when it happens.
Yeah, I also realized the implications of trying to fight an enemy that's shooting on the other side, and I probably don't want to have that happen. like you kill an enemy and then the other shots just manage to tag you. I should not have used that. Hey, you got to see the plasma gun when I wasn't supposed to.
Yay!
That's also bad though because I have 3 pan elementals to kill here.
No.
Okay, thankfully they all died instantly, so we're lucky there.
That was clean.
Hopefully this is 100 there. I don't know if there was an enemy left behind. Nope, there's somebody behind. There's someone. That's fine. If there was going to be someone...
Can't imagine.
I think probably in the arena by this room. There's sometimes a Kako hanging out on the corner. So, let's see here. Not there. I don't hear anything. Oh, I need to get out of the way before I get shot by a missile.
Oh, yeah. More cameos by those turrets.
Yeah, so unfortunately we get to go track everything down. We're just gonna have ourselves a fun time and see what I missed. What did I miss? I heard it. I heard something. It's probably an imp on the other side. Oh, there were those 5 rockets I missed. Okay, so that there it is.
Yeah, this is what happens sometimes in Max. Can't be helped.
Hey, it wasn't a planned ops situation. I could live with that.
Yeah.
All right, and that brings us to the last map. This is Final Judgment right here. I'm gonna let you take the wheels while I focus.
Yep, so we just picked up a new weapon, unique to Doom 64, called the Unmaker. It also uses cell ammo, and we are going to pick up what's called Demon Keys. So these like little pentagrams with the face on them. There are 3 in total, and in this level, each of them, like picking them up or getting to them, spawns a cyber demon, which I don't believe we've seen any of yet as well in this campaign. And each of these also powers up the Unmaker, so maybe you notice it firing faster, firing more shots at once. I think we got 2 so far, pretty sure. So there's 1 more left to get. So I would say like even the 2 key Unmaker kind of matches the BFG in terms of just damage output, and the 3 key Unmaker's kind of overpowered. It just kind of deletes everything in its path. So okay, yeah, there's.
It also deletes my cells like candy, so I have to be very careful of how I'm firing it.
That's for sure.
Yeah, soul management here is actually pretty rough with the route I take because I'm trying to minimize the number of spawns from lost souls or enemies getting lost, but it's still very possible to not finish with 100% kills, and this is the most costly level for that to have happen.
Yeah, because if you have to go back, you have to sit through.
Oh, like the nice boost!
Oh, nice.
That works.
That was a great boost. Okay, so we're gonna kill everything else other than the Mother Demon. Killing the Mother Demon ends the map, so we need to kill everything else before we finish up. I want to make sure.
There's those cyber demons we were talking about.
Oh man, I am actually really low.
They
on
can infight,
cells. Okay, we're gonna save now. I need more cells actually. There should be some in the middle. Okay, there's just enough. Okay, it looks like everything else is dead, but we have enough time to sweep the area real quick. It was almost dead anyways. Come on. All right, hopefully this is 100%, and if it is, the run's over. And time.
GG.
I don't have anything else to say about that. That was the most hilarious Final Judgment I've ever had in a run.
You probably could have, like, pistol
shot it.
Oh, man.
Oh, and with
that, a good run.
Thank you. So with that, this campaign actually ties the original games together with the new Doom, starting with 2016, even though this came out with Eternal, so it's just kind of funny. But that is Lost Levels Watch Me Die Max. I hope y'all enjoyed. I enjoy this campaign a lot. It's a really cool one. It has its challenges and little quirks. And it's just a really fun thing to play. Ellie, you got shout-outs? Anything you want to say real quick before I sign us out?
Shout-outs to you for this run, being a great friend, just being in all the community spaces I'm in as well. And shout-outs to Kaiser, once again, for making this all possible. This remake is incredible. It's one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, this version of the game is $5 on like modern systems and even goes on sale. It is extremely cheap, and I highly recommend you spend the money to play it. It is such a good game and has just a lot of content. And speaking of content, I will actually be on next week on Parallel Universe with this to show one of the many, many custom WADs for Doom 64. So you should tune in next Friday for that on the 15th, because we will be showing the unmaking. But yeah, thank you for having me. Anarchy, thank you for inviting me. Even though it was a little bit last second, I'm happy to de-rust this and have some fun. We're going to kill the zombie man real quick. And I always enjoy showing off these games, especially Doom 64. It's definitely what I'm most known for at this point. But if you want to see lots of this or music games or other such, you can follow me at twitch.tv/Zelo. That's 3 L's, 3 O's. And I will see y'all later whenever I'm back on. But Anarchy, you can take it away, ma'am.
Of course. Thank you so much for showing that off. That was amazing. Definitely filed under things I don't think I could ever do. But that was awesome. I do want to shout out everyone who's watching. We're not done with the episode yet, but thank you all for supporting GDQ Hotfix and the channel with your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, your bits, even just viewing the stream. Your contributions help keep our shows running. So if you're enjoying the stream, please consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to the chat during replays. And you can also always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends. But with that, we are going to take a quick break, the last one for the show. So make sure you hydrate, use the restroom, do all that fun stuff, and we'll be back with the last run of Hidden Heroes soon.